One of the reasons that I love my job working here at Urban Herbs so incredibly much is that I spend all day interacting with foodies. I guess I'm one of them. Urban Herbs as a business grew up at food festivals, travelling around the country talking to foodies, but also working alongside amazing producers of food, artisan producers of food, who really focus in on the quality. But more importantly, they get excited by the many different flavours and ultimately doing things that are a bit different. There are certain flavours that really excite foodies like myself, and they certainly excited those food producers back in the day. And French Tarragon is one of those varieties that gets people really excited. It gets people talking. In today's video, we're going to be talking about French Tarragon, about this beautiful foodie flavour that has the ability to transform a meal. I'm going to be talking to you about how you can grow French Tarragon, but also why you really should. Let's start with why you should grow French Tarragon. Well, it's really tasty, and I think that's really important to just get out there straight away. This is a really strong aniseed flavour. It's a gorgeous flavour. Really strong aniseed flavour within this foliage. And I've just pulled a leaf off there, and straight away I could smell the rich aniseed nature of this flavour. Traditionally, tarragon would be paired with chicken or fish. That aniseed flavour would really complement both those dishes, providing a different flavour tone to a classic recipe. And I think most of you will have heard of tarragon chicken. It's a favourite of mine. Tarragon is a classic herb. It's a traditional herb, so you would see it included in many old-fashioned recipes. I love the aroma when you kind of brush by the foliage or you chop into it. It's an aroma that really engages the senses, and I absolutely love aniseed in absolutely anything. I've also seen tarragon chopped into a salad with really good effect. Tarragon is one of those flavours that you really do have to have in the herb garden. It's an essential, alongside rosemary, thyme, sage. I feel like tarragon is another member of that classic herb club. I think that tarragon's really pretty as well. The slightly grey foliage. From a distance, it almost looks like lavender, doesn't it? I don't know how well it's standing out against my t-shirt, but the grey foliage really is gorgeous. And it kind of complements other herbs around it. It stands out from them. So we've established that tarragon tastes really good, and it looks really good in your herb garden. So how are you going to go about growing it? Well, tarragon is not the simplest herb in the world to grow, but I think if you follow some of this advice, it will make your job growing tarragon just that little bit easier. Firstly, tarragon is a sun lover. It's going to want to be planted somewhere really sunny, the sunniest spot possible. Tarragon really is a sun lover. It gets the towel out early on the sun lounger. Plant tarragon somewhere sunny and it will thank you for it. Plant tarragon in a free draining position. That is really important. Tarragon might tolerate less than full sun conditions, but it will not tolerate sitting in water. It really doesn't want to be soggy. And this is especially true with your care of French tarragon once the weather starts to get colder. I'll return to that in a minute. But it really is essential to make sure that French tarragon is free draining. Now, very often in these videos, I will use the phrase free draining. And all that means is that if you water your plant, the water can go somewhere. So there is drainage holes in the bottom of the pot, but also the growing medium doesn't get too soggy. It doesn't hold in that water around the root system, which can then cause problems with the plant rotting and generally being very unhappy. This is really important in the winter, because tarragon is not the hardiest plant in the world. It would benefit, depending on where you're watching this in the world, from some winter protection. I always say that these videos are very UK centric, and I provide this advice based on my experience growing here in the Midlands in the UK. In general, you will want to protect tarragon come the winter time. I think that's really important. It doesn't really want a hard frost on it. Once the plant is more established, it will be a lot more resilient in surviving frosty conditions. But the drainage is doubly important during the winter, because tarragon will really not enjoy sitting in a cold, damp spot. That will cause tarragon a lot of problems, so make sure it's free draining, somewhere sunny, and if you can, protect it. As tarragon grows, just bunch together the top third. Bunch it together on a regular basis, and this will encourage the plant to bush out. I often find that people are a little bit nervous to prune back their herb plants, and I totally understand that. You don't want to destroy the growth that you're so proud of, but actually pruning will do a really good job in encouraging further growth. and boosting the health of your plant. So you're going to want to bunch together French Tarragon on a regular basis. Just bunch it together and cut back the top third on a regular basis. And this is going to encourage the plant to bush out and become less leggy. It's going to promote compact, healthy growth. If you take a few sprigs when you cut it from here, there, you're going to end up with a very spindly plant. If you bunch the plant together and cut evenly across the top third, that's going to make the plant much more bushy and healthy and ultimately productive. I really hope that you've enjoyed this little crash course in how to grow French Tarragon. In an era in which short form video content, videos of 15, 30 seconds, 60 seconds are the dominant form, we think it's really nice to actually be able to do a slightly longer video, a more chilled out video here on YouTube, and actually go a bit deeper into what it takes to grow these amazing plants to help them survive and actually thrive. So if you've enjoyed this video, please help us in this by hitting the like button, sharing us with your friends, dropping us a comment. It really is appreciated. Wherever in the world you're watching this, thank you so much for your time. My name's Andy from Urban Herbs, and until next time, see you later.